You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris.
Are we doing this again?
You were just singing to us.
It's time again.
Oh, I know. I'm that old. Folk music used to rule. Folk music was the music before rock and roll music.
I thought Dan was pulling my leg because I don't know, for those of you listening, I don't know if you realize this, some of the stuff he says, he literally makes up on the spot.
What?
Some of it he plans ahead and makes up in advance, but he was just telling me about some If I Had a Hammer song, and I've never heard
If I Had a Hammer, it was number one hit. It was coast to coast. It was huge. Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Made it up.
No, Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Super creepy.
If I had a hammer, I'd hammer.
I am totally doing a horror movie now, and that will be in the song.
And the person will get killed with a hammer?
Somewhere there will be a dead body, and that song will just be on loop. Like,
see, everybody thinks that history doesn't start until they're born. Lots of things happen before you were walking the planet.
Nothing important, though, right?
And, big hit with I Had a Hammer was just one of them. Hey, this is a huge day.
What is today, Dan?
It is Polish Reparations Day.
It is?
Sure it is.
I didn't know that.
Well, I've been watching, the Democratic presidential hopeful field is jam-packed. A couple thousand people running for president.
I think it's 17 or something.
Okay, whatever.
13.
And part of the issues, part of the platforms that seem to be forming are reparations for various different groups in the United States of America. African Americans, for instance, Elizabeth Warren, now who, of course, is 90% Cherokee, I believe.
Not 90%.
Is talking about the LGBTQ community. In fact, I started doing a little research. Number one, did you know the very first, and I'm not making this up, people who were very oppressed, very just beat up initially with forming this country
Irish.
were the Irish. Thank you, Heidi.
Yeah.
Heidi knows these things.
I do know this.
She's got a lot of Irish blood in her.
And then you keep in mind, if you want to take it a step further, the government did inter a couple 100,000 Japanese during World War II, things of that nature. What else can go wrong? Native American population certainly has been pretty thumped over the centuries. Yeah. When I was growing up, and I am Polish by origin, I grew up in northeast Minneapolis. Yeah. And I endured a childhood from age 0, probably up till the time I was 14 or 15, where everyone I ran into, everybody everywhere who was of a different ethnic persuasion, I had to suffer Polish jokes.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
And everybody was very free-flowing with them, and you didn't have to know them or anything, man. Here they'd come, they go, so like, hey, you're Polish, how many Polacks does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Right.
Like 3. 1 to hold the light bulb and 2 to turn the ladder. How do you tell a Polish groom at a wedding? Well, he's the one in the clean bowling shirt. Which honestly, that's fair.
Oh, Dan.
But the kill shot, why do Polacks, their last name, so many of them end in ski? Well, why? Because they can't spell toboggan. So, and again, that's fair.
So you with your
I've got a petition going on. It's online.
Okay.
And sign that. We're going to send that to the White House, actually. And really all we want, and you don't really have to prove you're Polish. It becomes pretty obvious over time.
Okay.
25 pounds of pierogies.
Okay.
And new bowling shoes, and that's all we want.
That's all you're asking for.
That's all we want.
For each person, or for you're going to get that total and you're going to divvy it up?
No, just people who grew up Polish in northeast Minneapolis.
Oh, okay.
There's a bunch of us.
You're just looking out for your own.
That's it, man. That's all you can do. Hey, man, you got your own problems. That's your problem.
I wish you the very best.
So happy Polish Reparations Day.
All right.
Power to the Poles.
Power to the Poles.
Woo!
Thanks for listening.
Toboggan!
I don't know how I let this go on. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.
Do you have a credit card? Is it the very best credit card? Many people get their credit card as a response to an offer that was mailed to you. These are typically not the best cards. Check the fine print for the fees and interest. We have a website that compares many different cards being offered so you can find the one that's the best fit for you. If you'd like to find a better credit card, we'd love to help at bettercreditcards.net. There's no obligation. Just click and compare to see if we can get you a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net.
Sunny 93.3. Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Hi, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Hi, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, chillin'. My little radio rangers, I'm Ranger Dan, and I'm here to drop a little critter knowledge on you.
Alrighty.
Remember, all critters, great and small, they are all God's creatures, and yet a number of them would like nothing better than to kill you.
This is true.
Ranger Dan been drinking.
This is, don't mind what's in Ranger Dan's canteen. He's been up in the hills for a long time. There are a number of commercials off and on. You see them all the time. It kind of started way back in the 60s with a little animated owl sitting in a tree and a little boy beneath the branch with a Tootsie Pop.
The lollipop.
How many licks does
How
it
many
take?
licks?
Well, and that owl, of course, was construed, and owls throughout history have been construed as being very wise birds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There are a number of commercials now, everything for planning your travel things to buying the best eyeglasses, and these owls.
Yeah. And they really do love Tootsie Pops.
But here's the thing, and this is the truth, and I'm a ranger, and I know this. Owls are actually one of the dumbest birds there are.
We met a pretty dumb owl once.
They aren't real smart animals.
Really?
Truly.
There was an owl.
Why are they not smart?
Because they have little owl
I mean,
brains.
what do they do that is not smart?
They're just, their sense of most everything
Lose
just
at
ain't real
poker
cool.
all the time.
I mean, they can, if you set them down, say, with just a really basic algebra problem, they're going to struggle for a long time.
Yeah.
And possibly if there's a room full of them, they're going to try to cheat off
each other.
Off of the other owls.
Yeah. Ravens, incredibly smart. Crows, incredibly smart. Birds, cockatiels, things of that nature, but owls, man,
right.
They ain't going to Mensa. And also, and I'm going to carry a step further, when it comes to dogs, and there aren't a lot of wild dogs out in our necks of the woods, although there are a number of coyotes that patrol the streets of Sioux Falls at night.
That's what I've been told.
Which is why, hey, missing cat? Nope, it got eaten. Missing dog, I don't think so. Well, Timmy didn't come home for dinner? Well, sorry, Ma. But the dumbest breed of dog, and you would think it'd be one of them little yappy, shivery pea dogs, right?
We have those.
I know you
smart.
do, but no, but no, it's the Afghan.
Really?
Yes.
The Afghan is considered pretty much one of the dumbest dog breeds.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't think I've ever met one.
They're beautiful.
They can be gorgeous when they're groomed out, but not real bright. So
my aunt and uncle had one, and it would be in the garage in the wintertime. And one time it got its tongue stuck to the car because it was covered in ice.
Because it was just licking the car.
It was. And then it would get its tongue unstuck and then walk forward a few steps and stick his tongue on it again. And the whole side of the car, this dog literally drug its tongue along the whole side of the car, rip it off and stick it back on and rip it off.
I had an uncle like that.
So they really are not
just
smart.
Annoying as heck, but he was blood, so what are you going to do? It's like, Carl, what are you doing?
Gotta love the guy.
Oh, I'm Ranger Dan, and now you know some stuff you didn't know just a few minutes ago.
Some of it's accurate.
Kids, say your prayers, go to church, be good little Rangers, don't play soccer, and don't ever let me catch you wearing Crocs.
I'm in trouble on the Crocs thing.
Salute!
I'm wearing some now. Thanks for listening to Ranger Dan's Critter Corner on Sunny 93.3.
The inventor of Rip-It gloves has been a drywall guy for decades. He was trying to find gloves that worked for him and his crew, but nothing was quite right. So he went out and created some. Rip-It gloves fit firm in your hand and protect your hands, but still allow you to use a touchscreen. Professional athletes love the extra grip Rip-It gloves gives them. Painters, roofers, contractors, but also motorcycle and horseback riders. See why everyone loves Rip-It gloves at ripitgloves.com. Use promo code radio to save 25%. That's RIPIT gloves.com, promo code radio.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. We'll be having Dan and Heidi back in here in a minute. Right now I'm on the phone to chat with Sue Salter, and we've got a pretty cool event coming up. It's called Hot Harley Nights. Sue, how are you doing today?
Hello, John. I am great. Ready for the best 3 days of summer.
And it's tonight, tomorrow, and then on Saturday. And now everything kind of kicks off tonight. And this is the reason we're visiting with Sue. You're actually with Make-A-Wish, and you guys are kind of the beneficiaries of this, right?
We are major beneficiaries. All proceeds from Hot Harley Nights come to Make-A-Wish, South Dakota, to create life-changing wishes for children in our state who are battling critical illnesses.
And I think
you get
that's
to come out and have a great time and know that you are helping kids who need it most.
I think that is such a wonderful thing. What you guys do is absolutely amazing. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for doing what you do. And folks, if you look at what they do and say, man, that is so great, how can I help? Well, here's how you can help. Go out and have fun tonight. and tomorrow and Saturday. And then when you're having fun with this, that's also helping to raise money for Make-A-Wish. What are the first events that happen this evening?
Yeah, so tonight is family night, and it's out at the J&L Harley-Davidson dealership. And there are all kinds of things going on tonight. We have interactive games for the kids. There's going to be character photo opportunities, food trucks, just all kinds of fun. And so what I always like to tell people that even if you don't have a motorcycle, don't care to ride a motorcycle, there's something for everyone at Hot Harley Nights. So yes, it's in part about motorcycles, but it's about so much more than that. So family night's a great night to bring the kids, kids of all ages. Come on out to J&L Harley-Davidson tonight for a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And tonight is, again, family night, but then we've got more events happening tomorrow and Saturday. So what happens tomorrow?
So tomorrow, again, back out at the dealership at J&L Harley-Davidson, starting right away at 9 in the morning. I mean, there's a silent auction that is really going on all 3 days. And there are well over 130 packages that have been put together, most just very generous donations from people throughout the community, not all motorcycle-related at all. So come out, take a look at those, and all throughout the day, there'll be lots going on with food and auctions and things to do. But then tomorrow night, on Friday night, there are there's music starting at 6 o'clock, a band called Rock and Roll Damnation.
Oh, yeah.
An AC/DC tribute band.
They're good. They're very good.
You've heard of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of fun out there, stuff happening all night, including a live auction from the main stage out there. So great night of entertainment tomorrow night. Saturday
is a big day as well, and that's a really big day.
Saturday's a huge day. Again, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning and during the day out at J&L Harley-Davidson again with raffles. There's going to be hosted rides if you have a motorcycle. There's going to be demo fleets out there if you've always wanted to try one. A casino run that I know is a lot of fun for everyone who gets involved with that. And then the fun really moves in the later afternoon and evening out to the W.H. Lyons Fairgrounds. And out at the fairgrounds, first off, there's a huge motorcycle parade that begins at 5:30 that will leave near J&L Harley-Davidson. And the very cool thing, there'll be thousands of motorcycles, so it's quite a sight. But at the very front of those motorcycles, after the police escort, are our Wish Kids. And there will be about 13 Wish Kids who are riding in Corvettes, and they really get to be the celebrities of the parade. And people line the parade route to wave at them, cheer for them, support them, and it is an incredible feeling for these kids. And so we really encourage people to come out. The route will go down Westport, over on Russell to Kiwanis, and then it will take Kiwanis all the way down to 12th Street and head over to Lion Boulevard to enter in the south end of the fairgrounds. So there's all kinds of great places along that route for people to stand and cheer and, just show their support for these kids.
This is a really, really cool thing. And then be sure to join us on Saturday. There's a band that you might have heard of. Night Ranger is going to be playing.
Yay! Yeah, and before that, starting at 6:30, the national anthem is going to be sung by a Wish Dad from our local area here. And then Whiskey Rich and the Ron Keel Band are also going to play before the big show with Night Ranger. Pinnacle Productions will wrap up the evening. So just a great night of fun out at the fairgrounds on Saturday night.
It should be a whole lot of fun. I've got a link to everything that's happening on our Facebook page, but you can really easily find all of it at HotHarleyNights.com. And Sue, thank you so much for taking the time to chat, and thank you for doing what you guys do to help put this on. I know you raise a lot of money for a great cause, and you happen to be with that great cause, so thank you for doing all that you do to help these kiddos.
No, well, thank you, John, and thank you to everyone in the community who will come out to support. It's what we need, and these kids, the wishes make such a difference in their lives, not only for the kids, but for their families and the entire community.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's all happening this weekend. It starts tonight, and then again happens tomorrow and Saturday. All of the details at HotHarleyNights.com. We have Jeff from Crescent Real Estate Group joining us. How you doing, Jeff?
Good. How are you, John?
Fantastic. You can help everybody, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've got homes that are coming on the market in the 200s that are in that first-time buyer range. You know, if you're looking to have a reasonable home payment that's actually less than renting some of these nicer apartments around town, that's definitely the way to go. Find a home in that 250 to 270 range, and we've got a couple of them that are coming online here in the next week and a half. So if somebody's looking for something in that price range, they could give us a call, and we could maybe give them a showing of those homes before they go active.
Very nice. What's the number to call and reach out to you?
605-521-3000.
And the website is?
CrescentSells.com.
Sunny 93.3. Time now for Water Cooler Talk with Mr. Dan Farris. What are we going to learn about today, Dan?
Well, as part of the show, we're leading up to this particular segment. I've worn out shoe leather. I've pounded on desks. I've demanded answers.
Did you get the answers?
I did. This is kind of unnerving. I really had no idea. And this launches up kind of an unfortunate story a while back out of Iowa where a few people were actually killed in a school bus fire.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
And so when you do see the news, all of a sudden, maybe there's an accident with a school bus and there's some flames or whatnot. Apparently, this is a big deal nationwide. In fact, according to the transportation experts, every single day, every day in this country, there's a school bus fire.
Really?
For one reason or another. Every single day. For one reason or another, a school bus just went...
So these, like, electrical fires or kids lighting fires?
All kinds of different reasons.
All I know is we had to
different
practice
reasons.
fire drill like every 6 months on the bus.
Did you? I see. I never rode the bus, so I missed out on
Oh
that.
yeah, you'd have to practice bailing out the back door and
No?
yeah.
Kidding.
And what they do, School Bus Inc., which is, local here, been
yeah.
with us for years. It's a private company contracted by the Sioux Falls School District, is busy this time of year performing its annual safety checks on the buses, including that issue. All the emergency exits are checked. Fire extinguishers are gassed up, and they sit on the floor immediately next to the driver's seat. They're very well aware of that. But I was just kind of stunned by that every single day a school bus goes up in flames somewhere in this country. And here's something you should know, because I had to take the bus when I was a youth because Joe Biden made me.
Really?
No, I have no idea. I had to bus to school somewhere.
Okay.
But it occurred to me when I was in junior high, now known as middle school, and hey, kids, seriously, take this. Well, I'm just saying, you can systematically, in fairly short order, take the entire interior of a school bus apart with just a screwdriver.
Why would you want to?
What?
Were you bored or what?
What are you looking at me for?
Oh, you're not saying you did this. You're
I'm
saying
just
you could.
giving
Saying it could be
information,
done.
John. I'm just saying it.
I grew up in Huron, South Dakota, and during my time in high school, we got a brand new school bus there, and it was a nice bus, and it was one they would take to like football games and stuff. And the first year they had it, some people destroyed parts of the bus because I remember there was like a big assembly where everybody was getting in trouble, and I'm thinking, why are we all in here when like it's only the guys that were riding the bus that did it? Like they think I skipped study hall to go out and do this. Like somebody that was on the bus probably did it. I'm not Matlock or who's a detective? Sherlock Holmes.
one of the two.
But doesn't take a lot of thinking to figure out it was probably somebody that was on the bus. Instead of, everybody in the school, why don't you just yell at those five guys?
Yeah, but when you boil it down, you got 30, 40 kids on a bus. There's no seat belts. It's kind of a free for all, man, when you think about it.
And I always wondered why there are not seat belts, but I suppose I was told that it would be more dangerous to have seat belts, which I don't.
Yeah, because they've been stumped for before, more than
They're
once.
afraid of kids smacking each other with those metal ends because kids on the bus. If you didn't ever ride the bus, it's kind of a rowdy place to be.
I don't know. From what I see, kids should all just follow smart people around. Forget the schools anymore. They're too expensive anyway for what you get.
Don't follow me around. I'm not smart enough for you to get anything
seriously.
worthwhile.
Whatever.
All right. Well, Dan, thank you very much for that interesting information that you shared with us.
Yeah, and if you decide to disassemble the interior of a school bus with a screwdriver, you did not hear it here.
No, you did not.
You're on your own there,
For
Junior.
some reason, the tape of today's show just disappeared. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3. We have Jeff Harding from Crescent Real Estate coming up next.
Join us for a fun week in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic for the 3rd annual 80s in the Sand. We've been there the last 2 years. In addition to making a bunch of awesome new friends, we had so much fun meeting 80s actors and musicians. 80s in the Sand takes over the entire resort, so you'll mingle with them at the pools and the restaurants too. We'd love to have you join us. See the amazing lineup featuring Sammy Hagar and many more at radiotravelgroup.com. Save $200 per person for first-time guests at radiotravelgroup.com.
Sunny 93.3, thank you for listening on a Thursday. It's time right now for our real estate report with Jeff Harding from Crescent Real Estate Group. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. Now, congratulations are in order. You guys had a really big sale that happened here recently, and it was a pretty beautiful home, wasn't it?
It was. We had a $1.2 million home listed. It's pretty nice. It looked like it. Well, I should say it looks like it was out of a magazine. It was in a magazine. So, a couple different magazines did articles on it. It has a saltwater pool, 10-person spa. As a brand new owner here in Sioux Falls, and they loving the home, and we're excited for them, but we're excited for anybody. I mean, whether or not you've got a $1.2 million home or a $120,000 home, we make every client feel like they're buying or selling $1 million property here at Crescent Real Estate.
And I think that's a really cool thing about this particular company, Crescent Real Estate Group. You don't have to be coming in here looking at a really expensive property to still get treated like $1 million. So if your budget maybe doesn't allow that, but you do want to buy a home, maybe quit renting or quit staying at mom's place, and it's time to finally go out and do your own thing. It's a pretty simple process. What would be the first step to reach out and start my home buying journey with you?
Well, if you're looking to buy a home, we'd love to meet with you simply because really, you need to get pre-qualified with a lender. You need to get a mortgage pre-qualified. So, a lot of people think, well, my local bank, they'll do this, or I've checked with this one place, and this is what they'll do. The truth is when you're talking about a 30-year mortgage, if one place can be 0.25% less than the other, you're talking about an awful lot of money over time. It's not just, saving $1,000 on a car loan. You're saving $10,000 or more just by finding that better rate over the course of that 30-year mortgage. So we've got a couple different lenders that we recommend, but we also encourage you to look with your local lender that you bank with, see what their best rate is. But I wouldn't recommend anybody, they ask one person and say, let's do it. I mean, we want to help you find the best rate.
And that's a good idea to look at a couple of different options because, you may find a better option with somebody that Jeff knows, or you may find a better option with somebody that you already know. But it's not a bad idea for something like this to look around a little, is it?
No, like I say, if I was buying a $15,000 or $20,000 used car and my local bank was 0.25 point higher than everybody else, I might just stay with them just because they're my bank. But when you're talking about a home loan on a $300,000 home, 0.25 point adds up to where I want to know what the best rate is available for me. And everybody's situation is different. Everybody's credit is different. You often hear about, here's the best rate for perfect credit. Well, I'd like to know what's the best rate for average credit. What best one fits me. So that's why we want to sit down with you and help you figure that out. Once you know where the best rate is for you, now we're ready to start looking at homes because you've got to be pre-qualified. This is a competitive market. When you find that dream home that's perfect for you, it's in your price range, it's in the part of town you want to be, it's just absolutely what you want, you've got to be prepared to put an offer in on that home. And you physically can't do it if you're not pre-qualified for a mortgage somewhere.
So that's always a good first step. Now let's talk about the app that we've talked about a couple of other times as well, because if you are looking to buy a home, even if it's not going to be for another month or so, it's a good idea to get this app, and it's free. Jeff can connect you with the app. He can, if you send him a text here, you can do that right now. Send him a text. He'll send a link back to you so you can click on there and download it. Let's talk about why they should get this app.
Yeah, well, first of all, this app's like, a lot of people use these popular apps like Zillow and stuff. This app is an app that we've designed for Crescent Real Estate Group, and it's like Zillow on steroids. Basically, when you pull up that app on your phone and you're driving around any neighborhood. It's going to show you which homes are actively listed, what the prices are, when the open houses are. It's also going to show you prices on homes that have recently sold in that neighborhood. So this is a good app if you're looking to sell your home or if you're looking to buy a home, because the first thing you got to do if you're thinking about selling your home is understand what you can get for it.
Yeah.
Seeing what other homes are bringing price per square foot in your neighborhood over the last 12 months is really the first step in figuring out what you can get for your home if you sell it.
If I want to get this app, how do I get a hold of you so you can send me that link?
You can text me at 605-521-3000.
And we're going to give that number again here at the end. But right now, we got to talk about the Dream Concert giveaway because we're sneaking up to the end of this promotion. We wrap up the entries on the 31st of July, and we're giving this away on August 1st. So how do I go about registering for that?
Well, the first thing you want to do is either go to Sonny's Facebook page, Sonny's website, or go to Crescent Real Estate Group's Facebook page. You enter for free. It only takes about 10 seconds to click on it, enter a couple pieces of information. 2 people, we're going to fly to Las Vegas, airfare, 4 nights at the Luxor in a King Suite, and a block down the street at the MGM. Aerosmith is doing their residency. We're going to send 2 people to the Aerosmith concert. You're going to be there Monday through Friday, and your last night there on Thursday night, you're going to be up in the front part of the MGM watching Aerosmith. So
it's a whole lot of fun. If you'd like to register, you can do that right now at sunnyradio.com. Jeff, thank you, sir.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
And again, Jeff from Crescent Real Estate Group, we've got a link to their page on our page as well. You can find that and the way to win all at sunnyradio.com. Credit cards, they can be trouble. About 12 years ago, we did a debt snowball program and got rid of our credit cards. We were debt-free except for our house. It was awesome. But over the course of the next decade, our credit score went down. That sounds weird, but they need open accounts to give you a score. Our lower score made our insurance rates go up. We decided to get a credit card to help with that. We just pay it off every month. If you want a better credit card, check out bettercreditcards.net. They'll help you compare all the different cards to get the best one for you. That's bettercreditcards.net. Sunny 93.3, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour. It's time for entertainment news of the day with the guy who's staring at me creepily, Mr. Dan Farris.
Guys, come on, babies, because celebrities are fabulous. And a lot of celebrities, every now and again, they might over-imbibe on substances. But the difference is when they go to rehab, it's about $50,000 a month, and they have personal chef and a sauna and hot tubs and massage. So it should come as no surprise that they relapse quite often, because I know I would. Let's talk box office here. You guys recently went to the film yesterday, which I was pretty pumped up to go to. I did not make the cut,
as well.
And we have conflicting reports here.
I thought it was.
Heidi didn't love it. John liked it.
It wasn't great. It was good. I think there are some things I would have done way different.
Well, of course, John, there's things you do differently with everything we ever talk about.
I know.
But here's the situation. I would have thought that film, when I first saw the trailers, it would be a monster box office hit because the subject material is the Beatles.
Right.
There's approximately 83, 84 million baby boomers running around in this country, and I thought every one of them would have bought a ticket.
Yeah.
Not the case. It has not been a smash hit. The reviews haven't been great. In fact, when you two went, how many were in the theater that night?
Oh my gosh, seven people maybe.
And that was only in its second week of release, not even 2 weeks.
And I just want to say, because there were 7 people there. There were 3 couples, and then one random dude who sat next to Heidi.
Right next to me.
Oh, creepy random guy.
The theater's empty, so it's right next to me.
There's one seat.
What on
There's
earth?
one seat between
I love
them.
that.
Heidi literally, at one point, like before the movie, she reaches over, she's like, "So you want some popcorn?"
I love movie theater creepy guy.
And if that was you, sir, thank you very much, because you made us laugh all the way home. We're like, that was really funny.
Hey, baby, want some Skittles? Yeah.
He's like, I don't need any popcorn, but what you guys drinking over there?
Here we go. Apparently, we needed another Spider-Man release, and we got one, and it is bonkers. Spider-Man Far From Home has scored almost $200 million in about 6 days.
No kidding.
Toy Story 4 has continued strong, totaling $300 million. $300 million in just 2.5 weeks.
Nice.
That means 2 out of the 4 key franchise summer films have come through huge.
Oh, yeah.
What else is going on? Blah, 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 blah. Not much.
As well, by the way, because the other ones are doing so well.
They did butt up against two monsters, yeah.
Bad just bad timing for releasing.
But still, again, I was a little surprised. You think Beatles? You think people are storming the box office, and that hasn't been the case. So,
well, there's some things I'd like to say about that movie, but I don't want to ruin it for the 15 people that are still planning on seeing it.
Yeah, you never know. Don't
waste your money.
I'll wait for it to be released on VHS.
You're going to wait a while.
That's
Dan.
what I'll do. Celebrities, regardless of who they are, rehab. Heck yes.
Entertainment news of the day with Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.